Welcome to Angling Acumen, and this is going to be a product profile episode of our show today, and we're going to be talking about bladed jigs, and specifically we're going to be talking about the Bass Pro Shops Enticer Shudderlicious. Now, most bladed jigs on the market are designed where the hook is molded right into the head. As you can see, it's just a solid setup between the hook and the head. The Bass Pro Shop version is different in that it has a design with an articulated hook. Yeah, that hook has almost full range of motion, and I like that for three things. Number one, I think it's going to help you keep a few more fish a day buttoned, that might have gotten off, because they're not going to have that leverage to get off the hook. As they twist and shake, the hook's going to shake with them. The second thing I think it does is you get more motion out of your trailer. If you got a trailer that generates motion like a swim bait or a crayfish style with flapper tails or something like that, you're going to transmit more of that motion into the bait. It's not going to be absorbed by that rigid solid hook setup. And the third thing I like about that, which is the thing I like the most, is the way this is designed. You can actually change the hook, and you can go to a hook that you prefer, or a hook that more meets your needs, the way you want to rig it. And that's what I do, and that's what most of the balance of this show is going to be about. Now, the hook that comes on the bait is actually a extra wide gap hook that many of you use on your plastics, and you can actually rig a plastic on this jig, weedless. So if you throw it into some cover, if you can get the blade through, you can pretty much get the whole rig through. And there's a few situations where I do like that, but in general I end up changing the hooks on most of them. Now, the hook that I go to might surprise you a lot. Some of you are going to be scratching your head, but bear with me. The hook I actually put on the bait is a straight shank Trocar flipping hook. And this design just works perfect on this bait. I like, depending on the size plastic I use, I like the gap between the shank and the point there. And then this keeper will keep our trailer on there, not the way that keeper was intended to be used. It was intended to be butted up against a flipping plastic, but we were able to pull our plastic straight over it, and it does a great job of holding it. And this is an incredibly sharp hook too, so my hookups and that with this rig are just really well. I lose very few fish on this rig, and it just works out really well. Now, to change the hook is actually quite simple. The collar of your skirt is actually what closes the gap on the wire loop that holds the hook on, and it's got a lip on the back that keeps the collar on there. So what you want to do is you're going to want to slide the collar to that skirt over that lip, and you're just going to push it back towards the hook that's already on there, and you're going to slide it right onto the hook. See what I did right there? And now it's opened up that loop right there. I'm going to just take my hook off. Okay, now I just got the head and the blade. Now I'm going to take my skirt off the original hook, and I'm going to slide it on the hook I'm going to be putting on, the replacement hook. Oop, don't drop it. Put that wire back through the eye of my hook, and then I'm going to just slide that collar for the skirt right back up on to that extension behind the head of the lure. First, I want to get my loose strands of skirt out of there, and we're just going to slide that up. Okay, now we got her back on. If you've got a multicolored skirt, this one has got a chartreuse one side, white on the other. In the big picture, how much that makes a difference, I don't know, but I'm rigging it up so that the chartreuse is on top and the white's on bottom. And there we go. Okay, now we're just going to take our trailer and put her on. In this case, it's going to be a Z-Man crawfish. Just gonna tell we got the choo-choo coming. Eye up where I'm going to be coming out with my hook. Get her on, slide her all the way around, and it's going to go right over that keeper. And we're going to go right up to the eye. Some nice sound effects in the background. And there we go. Now the street trailers I like on this rig. First is just your basic paddle tail swim bait. This is a Bass Pro Shop Speed Shad. I'm usually using the 3.8 inch. And then another one I've gotten quite fond of, it's the Cabela's go-to swim minnow, 3.5 inch. And that's this guy right here. And I like this because it's got that extended thin tail. So it's got a little different action from most of the swim baits that are popular right now. So a little different look. I like that, and that works out really well. And then the Z-Man crawl, just like the one that we just rigged up right here. So those three I really like. And then for hook size, I use a 3/0 or a 5/0. And it doesn't depend on the weight. There's 2 weight options for this, and it's not the weight size that decides the hook, it's the size of the trailer I'm going to use on it. If I'm using the swim minnow, I use the 3/0. If I'm using the swim bait or the craw, I use the 5/0. But all right, the one question remaining: can this dog hunt? Let's find out. Shudderlicious. Boy, take that. This time it's with the swim bait trailer, the Bass Pro Shops Speed Shad. And again, using that flipping hook action. It's a great combination. Ooh, it's a big mouth bass. Coffee out of the way. Liking that bladed jig today. All right, little guy. Fish on. Oh, what do we got? Net right here, I think we're going to use it. There we go. Got ourselves a nice bass. That is what we're after. It's a kicker! GPS Shudderlicious. Nice bass. So there you have it. The Bass Pro Shops Enticer Shudderlicious. Easy to rig up and tweak it the way you want. Catch this fish. Give it a try.